Hello, welcome back to Cycle the Nation. I'm Scott. I hope you're well. It's quite exciting today. There's been a result in my choosing a turbo, and today you'll see exactly what's gone on. So in the past, well, let's go way back, many years ago, before I was a cyclist, I would say, probably a decent bit before I was a proper cyclist. I was just trying to get fit. I had a really old steel British Eagle bike. I found a picture of it the other day actually on my Facebook memories. I'll pop it up on here. And on that I had an old tyre on wheel trainer, which I bought I think for 40 quid. The bike itself was 30, needed a bit of fettle here and there, but it was definitely not a comfortable thing. It was a proper, like, I really don't have any money and I need to get fit and do some training. The jets are flying ahead. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Anyway, so that was my very first setup. Now after that I didn't really do a great amount of cycling for a number of years. So that all got put aside. I've actually still got that steel bike. It's hung on a wall in my workshop somewhere. I'm not going to sell that because I'm not going to get any money for it, am I? It's not worth anything. And it's a nice memory. It really is. Anyway, so go forward a number of years till a couple of years back now, and I bought this setup, which you've seen me on many times in the past. So it's Tax Flux S, which I've been using. Obviously it's not plugged in at the moment, we're outside for recording purposes. So there's a Tax Flux S, which I bought I think 18 months ago, I think something like that, and I actually went and bought this bike specifically to put on it. Basically my titanium bike at the time needed a new set of wheels because these are a bit thin on the old brake surface. It's one of the downsides of rim brakes, you know. So you go through them, you need new wheels. So I ended up buying this bike for a really good deal. Took the wheels off, stuck the old wheels on, put the old gator skins, on because they were never going to be ridden on outside, and I've used this as a setup since then, and it's been fantastic. As you know, I've done quite a lot of miles on Zwift, a lot of indoor training, and it's stood the test of time really well. It still functions perfectly, it really does. But as a couple of videos ago I mentioned, I was looking for a bit of an upgrade, and I've bitten the bullet, which does actually mean all this is going to be sale. So if you're interested in the Tax Flux S, I think I've still got the box in the loft. I'll say here if I've still got it. So that's there with the charger cable. This, I think I'm going to be at £275, seems about right, £275 for that. And then I'm going to sell this bike because it doesn't hold anything for me. It's just going to be in the way. As you see, it's an airborne, it's an old Carpe Diem. It's actually a cyclocross bike, 58 centimetre, and I mean it's a bit too long for me in the reach, which is one of the reasons why I've gone down the route of doing what I'm doing. It's a bit long. A good advantage of it being a cyclocross bike is it's got these Avid shorty brakes, which I'm told are very good. I've never used them because I've never ridden it outside. Why would I? It's on the turbo. It's got them front and back. See front and back here. Apparently they're excellent, and it's got some weird extra levers on it, which, you know, if you're riding in the top position, if it works, I guess. So that is all coming up for sale very soon. But to the important thing. Now you'll have to bear with me. I've got to go and drag it out. Oh, slippers are coming off. So, yes, I've gone and bought myself a water bike Atom. I said bought myself. I've got it on a finance deal. It was on a sale, it was on finance. Couldn't really turn it down. So I've got to build this now. I'm going to have to be quite quick here because I'm starting to lose the light, and I've got an appointment at the climbing wall in an hour and a half. So let's see what's in the box. Tiny things. Ooh. Now, problem I've got to have is I can't leave this out here. I've got to get this into my garage and I need to get it set up. So I'm going to have to get my tape measure out and get it put in the garage. I've got to change this saddle because although that looks lovely, actually, I might give it a quick go to see what it feels like, but I've actually bought the same saddle that I have on my TCR because I want this to be set up in exactly the same way as my TCR. I'll try and get that done right now. Oh yes, I can walk it to the garage. Okay, bear with me, sorry about the light. I need to swap that for an LED. I was going to set you up and do a time lapse of me setting this up, but I'm very limited for space. As you can see, there's not much room to play with. I am having a bit of a sort out and a clear out over the next few days in here because it needs to be, but I'm going to get all this stuff out the packings and set up. Right, okay, again, sorry about the light. I will change it at some point. I've got quite a lot to do in this garage. Bikes are going to get rearranged on the floor. That's going to have to get sold really soon, as I mentioned. Everything's getting rearranged in here soon. So, 24 hours later, I think we're set up. We're down here. I think all the measurements are there or thereabouts where they should be. I've got them as close as I can to the TCR. First ride is going to be on Zwift to 100k. So that should be a good marker to start. One point I would like to make is I'm going to have to use this Wattbike saddle at least for now, because my carbon expensive saddle that I bought specifically for this is a S-Works Power with a 130mm. It's narrow. I've got a narrow bum. I can't use this. 240 quid this. Can't use it because the rails, them being carbon and square-ish, rectangular, don't fit in these rails here. So that's going to have to either go on a future bike or on a titanium one at some point, because that titanium one seriously needs upgrading. Those wheels on there are not for that bike at all. They are aluminium, heavy, not great. I'd like to get some carbon wheels on that, but as it's my winter bike, do I turn it full Audax and put some 40mm, 50mm deep carbon wheels on there? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, like I say, I think we're set up. Got Zwift on the go, as you see. Team 3R, ready to go. Steady state endurance ride. It's going to be an easy one for me tonight. Zone 2, 2.5 to 2.7 watts. Oh, update. I said I was going to keep you updated with the weight. We are 10 days in. I've lost 1.3 kilos or so, 3 pounds, somewhere around like that already. So it's going well. I'm trying to lose it not as quickly as possible. That's stupid. So we're getting there as far as the weight's concerned. I was actually heavier than I thought. I was 79.5 kilos. So I'm 78.2 this morning, which is good. Yes, good. Zwift on there, 100k. See if this fits me well. If not, I can tweak. Oh, if you know anyone up north who's got the facilities to do a VO2 max test, I'm in. If you can do a video with it, with me suffering, going through the whole thing, because I would like to see what my numbers are, just out of interest really, and then we can go through and explain that in a video in itself. So if there's anyone up here that would like to help out with one of those, I'd be all ears for that. That'd be great. Anyway, I've only got a couple of minutes to warm up, so I say warm up, I'm not gonna. Oh, one more thing, sorry. One more thing, one more things. The tax flux, which this is still sort of raised up against at the moment. I gave it a proper send-off on Monday night. I don't know if you saw on the socials, I took it up out the Zwift again. Not been up there for 51 weeks or whatever it is. Gave it a decent go, had a Bluetooth dropout, that really pissed me off. But taking the Bluetooth drop out of the equation, 4609 I did the Alp Zwift in. Yeah, pleased with that. Managed to hold 323 watts average up the Alp, so I was happy with that. Training's working. I was a bit concerned about where I was, so yeah, I felt decent. I'm happy getting the miles in, and I just want to get outside and get some hills in now. But you know, saying that, I've just bought a watt bike. Oh, right, done. So, oh, I guess you hear it. So, first impressions, yeah. overall it's very, very smooth. Changing gear when you're putting the power down is a thing now, without having to sort of back off, especially on an old mechanical group set like that. You have to back off to change gear a bit when you're putting the power down, and Sprint that doesn't help at all. It's slightly noisier than the Flux S, but the Flux S is renowned to be quiet. But I'm not sure what there is calibration wise, because I put a bit more effort in than I normally do for the same output, but that might be just me, that might be the old thing. So it might be the fact that I'm still a bit tired from my effort up the Alp 48 hours ago, because that was a big effort that. So I think I've still got that in my legs. But yeah, impressed with the first ride. Oh, let's just unclip. I do, oh, excuse me. I do like the fact that it is just portable and you can just pick it up and move it around at will, so that's cool. I'll do a more in-depth review of it in the future. I might end up changing this saddle for the one that I've got on there. That's my old Physic. I'm just annoyed that I can't use this really. But I suppose when you spend that amount of money on a saddle, you want it on something special, don't you? But there's no point in putting a lightweight saddle on a bike that's not going anywhere, is it? So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you get a chance, please do subscribe. It does make a huge difference. We're getting there. We're creeping. And yeah, love you lots. Thank you, and I'll see you later.